of abuse in my past, and it became normal for me. I didn't know anything different. Did some time strung out on dope. Did some time drinking pretty heavily. And you know, it was all right when you come from an abusive situation and there's no one there to abuse you. Well, why don't you just abuse yourself?
My stepfather, who my mom married when I was 6 years old, was a very big and strict person. He did the best he could to provide for his family, but he sure liked to hit. And when he became angry, that's how he dealt with it. And it would seem like the longer he hit me, the madder he got, and the madder he got, the more he wanted to hit. I hated that man for all of my childhood and most of my adult life, you know. But I did make a vow to myself that if I ever did have children, I was never going to hit them. Hold that for him?
Yeah.
I don't think every abused kid grows up to be an abuser, but I think a good portion do. Buddy, what do you think the odds are that valve stem's going to be on the bottom? We've been married almost 11 years.
Yeah.
I've got 3 children.
Dad is a good cook. The only things he can cook is like wilderness pie and stuff.
Primarily, our joining BACA was with the intention of, if we can just keep one child safe, feeling secure, then it's worth it.
I'm 13, fixing to turn 14. I was pretty much in a crazy fade back then. I was out there doing a lot of things, like what teenagers and kids shouldn't be doing. I was doing a bunch of drugs and alcohol, so that pretty much messes up my mind, and I got confused. These 2 guys pulled up, and they took me to a hotel and sexually harassed me there. My parents were worried. We went to the police. They talked to me for a while, and they told me about BACA.
We got a call from Daredevil's parents that she was missing. They had assumed that she had ran away.
Torque called me. I was at work. He said, "We need to get a bunch of us together. This is serious."
The neighborhood where we suspected her to be is not one of the better neighborhoods, and there's a great deal of prostitution and drugs and things like that.
We stopped at every store and every business and handed flyers and asked, had they seen this person? And if they seen them, call us. Please do something.
We actually found her about 11:30 at night. We found Daredevil after looking through the businesses and things here in the neighborhood. She was sitting on the curb here, crying and in tears. I called her name and said, "Hey, it's Torque," and you could just see the relief, and she ran over and gave us a big hug.
Because they went out in the real rough area, I think they pretty much saved my life, too.
When I see somebody like Daredevil going through what she went through, it's really not a matter of, do I wonder what she's thinking? Do I wonder how she's feeling? I know, because I've been there.
You know how they have experience, you could tell the person by looking in their eyes. And I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, wow, it's a person I think who's been through the same thing as me. It felt like a lot of people are there for me, and I am loved. I have more than one family, and that's BACA.
A BACA adoption is one of the most powerful emotional things I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh, there they are.
It's a big, loud, booming, thunderous thing. Usually the kids are out in the front yard with their guardians or their parents, and they're starting to get a little excited and a little scared at the same time because it's an awesome sight.
How y'all doing?
All right.
We give them a plaque telling them that they are now a member of the Baca family. We give them a teddy bear that everybody in the group hugs.
Baca gave me this vest, and they give every single kid a vest and everything. They're saying that you're a Baca child and you don't mess with the Baca child. Just adorable to me, it's so sweet that a biker would do that, because people judge bikers wrong by thinking they're all tough. And I pretty much think they have a heart of gold.
Thumper, you're the official helmet fitter. You want to check that
as the rider coach?
Every adoption, I can see a piece of my story. And sometimes that makes it rough, seeing my story. But in that, it's inevitable. I heal.
I'm not totally selfless. I don't think anybody is. I think we all do things with the hope of getting something back. Even in giving love to someone, I think we all want to be loved back,
I see that wherever abuse, misuse, violation, the visitation of deprivations of all sorts, whenever that happens, we are killers of the dream of love. Every act of violation of another human being is a diminishment of the likelihood that there will be love in the community.
I would define the word love as listening, as understanding, as going out, reaching out and connecting to other people, and not staying in yourself. Not being me-minded, but going out and wanting to learn more about other people and wanting to help other people. Without that want, it's just, charity, mindless, feel good person's life, and give them what they need. That's enormously love.
In school, we used to talk about the atom as being the smallest particle of reality. Oh, no. Love is the matrix of being. It is the energy of being and becoming. It is that which holds things together.
True love, I think, is connection. When we connect with someone, when we really feel our identity with them, I think we can't help but love them.
Most people think of love primarily as romantic love, but I think that's simply an outcome of women's magazines.
I grew up in the 40s, because I'm born in the 20s. And my notion of love, in the sense of a man with a woman, would be conditioned by how it looked in the movies.
I love you more than I've ever loved any woman. And I've waited longer for you than I've ever waited for any woman.
And then the songs we sang.
The bells are ringing for me and my gal. The birds are singing for me and my gal.
And the way we danced. So the story that you get seems to me very important. That was how it was supposed to be.
I love you. Do you hear me?
Today, the romantic myth dominates popular culture. Romance has become the holy grail of our time. And the popular media leads us to believe that love can be realized in a moment, across a crowded room, and it will last for a lifetime. In reality, romance is more fleeting than we're told, more complicated than we could have imagined, more elusive than we were led to believe. Meet Mark and Monica, a thoroughly modern Romeo and Juliet in today's wired world.
My name is about to be Monica Cravata. I'm 34.
That's a good idea.
I am getting married Saturday. Yes, I am.
This one is from Aunt Charlene, who couldn't make the wedding.
I'm giddy about this wedding. I'm giggly. I'm like 16.
Fantastic.
Excellent. It's kind of a big weekend. I think Monica's a little nervous, but I'm not. Ready?
Yep.
I'm really ready to do this.
When I lost my first love, which was over 10 years ago, I had a little unconscious message that said, "You will never find love again." And for the next 10 years of my life, I played it out that way, getting heartbroken over and over and over again. And the wedding invites were pouring in, and the baby shower invites were pouring in, and I was like, I'm a loser. It just sort of hit me that whether somebody was ever attracted to me again or not, the likelihood that they would be if I was doing what I love. And I really decided that doing what I love was going to be to go explore music in Austin. I decided to check out this dating internet thing. And I thought, just for fun, I would look up 78704, an Austin zip code. I saw Mark's little profile. He was cute, and he was self-employed. He was a musician. He had all the things that I cared about in my checklist.
She had lots of stuff going on. She was into music. She fronted a 10-piece band in Boulder, Colorado. I thought she was extraordinary just from this friendship that we had developed over the phone. And it occurred to me that there might be something there.
After I moved to town, they said, well, why don't I take you out to dinner? I said, okay. Yeah, it'd be cool to meet you.
Some Mexican food? Well, I don't know if I believe in love at first sight. I don't think I've ever experienced it. I experienced Monica as, possibility.
He said, so what do you think about dating? And I was like, whoa, slow down.
Monica was afraid that I might not be capable of a long-term relationship because I had been divorced twice. I had 2 marriages that didn't work. And I could certainly understand her being afraid of that. I got married when I was 22. Really thought that all you needed was to be in love and that would carry you through. Really didn't pay much attention to what our values or goals were in life, what we wanted out of life. And it turned out they were pretty different. So, I could say that marriage shouldn't have happened, that it was a mistake, but it couldn't possibly have been a mistake because my daughter came from that marriage, and she is just amazing. I can't imagine life without her.
In my little list of who my dream guy would be that I had been building up for 20 years or however long, married twice with kid was not on my list. I think I drilled him for at least 6 months to understand if he was going to get married again, would it be forever? Because that's what I wanted. And could he view marriage that way?
I had never looked at marriage as a forever thing. I'd looked at it as long as you both shall love.